don't know if a lot of the kids really know who was who, and it's a young crowd. You got to remember it's youth football, and this generation of younger wrestling fans. It's tough because video games. I mean, plain and simple, video games. I mean, it's not easy. It's not easy to put a show on and have a lot of kids come to these shows. It's not hard to it's hard to cater to kids now, with video games and everything else. And yeah, video games have helped a little bit in the past with these kids learning some of the former wrestlers that are in the video game, and now with the WWE Network, which is only $9.99 a month, you can see all these old matches, so these kids get to kind of get to see some of these older wrestlers that show up to some of these shows. But the bottom line is, video games is the dominant source of entertainment to this generation. So it's really tough. So when you get a nice crowd that they had a really nice crowd, and yeah, it's got to be a real big achievement. It's got to feel good, like a pat on the back. We had some matches that went on. Rhino and Homicide and Jason Karloff had a three-way. It was called a hard-hitting dream match. We had a 6-man tag match that saw the Crime Time and Blue Meanie take on Chachi and Mike Verna and J. George Estrella. We saw Teenage Star Tony Nese versus Chris the Show Steeler, former champion. We saw the tag team titles on the line when Fala and Harley took on Danny Doring, Matt Stryker, and EYFBO. Also, Joey Ace and Aaron Stride, and it was EYFBO winning and taking the tag team titles. Women's match saw Rosita take on Jennifer Cruz. And ladies and gentlemen, if anybody's not met Rosita, she's the sweetest, most beautiful, nicest person ever. I mean, there's not a bad thing you can say about this young lady. Heavyweight champions versus enemies was Team Torment versus Joey B and Abdul Nasir. Let's see, 8-man war, the Order of Chaos, B.A. Kid, Rude Boy Riley, Logan Black, and Chris Payne. They battled it out. No Limits title. Chris Banks took on Talon and Michael Massacre. I do know there was a new No Limits champion. Off the top of my head, I did not write that one down. But Chris Banks does not have the championship anymore. So, and then there was the Ian Price Memorial Battle Royal. It was a pretty cool Battle Royal. It pretty much saw everybody in there, and there was a lot of guys getting tossed left and right. The Mother Nature, she attempted to ruin a bit at the beginning, but she kind of calmed her ugly head and allowed this event to go on without further delay. And they did a really good job. They covered the ring before the match. It drizzled a little. Didn't really seem to affect the kids. They were still running around doing their thing, and they had a lot of fun. And they put on a really, really good show. So kudos to the Warriors of Wrestling and Joey B. And thanks, as always, for inviting Damage 365 Radio. We had a great time, as always. Let's see. We want to move on to Damage 365 Radio and ECW's Originals Tour. Yes, that's right. Damage 365 Radio will be touring with ECW Originals Pitbull #1, Gary Wolf, who will have Pit Girl Christy Kiss with him, and former ECW's Axel Rotten. These three members will be traveling with Damage 365 Radio at 3 upcoming conventions. September 20th at Legends of the Ring in Monroe, New Jersey. September 21st at Wrestling Spectacular 3D in Middletown, New York. So we'll be up in Nick DeBeer territory. And then November 8th at the big event number 7 featuring Sting. We will be there live. We'll be, again, with Pitbull #1 Gary Wolf, former ECW World Tag Team Champion, Christy Kiss, his Pit Girl, and former ECW Bad Boy Axel Rotten. We will all be there. Also, like to announce, we said at the beginning of the show, a brand new program debuting Sunday, September 7th. Joining the Damage 365 radio network will be Real Talk Sports with Kenny Kluska, debuting September 7th. Again, September 7th, Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That will be his permanent slot when he goes off the air. The flagship station of Damage 365's wrestling show, that would be us, will be going on right after him. And we're not going to rest with that, ladies and gentlemen. We're looking to add more and more shows to the umbrella of the Damage 365 radio network. We're going to be having a fantasy sports show where you can turn to for like fantasy football, fantasy baseball, things like that. They'll be here to give you professional opinions, good leagues to go to and play at, money leagues, free leagues, who's the hot picks, who to stay away from, keeper leagues, things along that nature. So it'll be a really cool show. We'll also, we're looking to add a music show where we're going to have someone who is very, very in-depth knowledgeable about music and kind of a voice blog. So instead of blogging about albums and songs and tours and bands and things like that, they'll be doing it live on the air. Again, these are right now in infancy stages. We don't have all the details. We don't know if these shows are going to be allowing callers and things along that nature. One thing we definitely know that's set in stone is, again, Sunday, September 7th, 5 p.m., Real Talk Sports with Kenny Kluska will be live and debuting with the Damage 365 radio network. And check out our Facebook page, again, facebook.com/Damage365, to learn all the new information about upcoming programming and current programming and who's going to be on. We have a lot of guests already lined up to be on Real Talk Sports, so it's going to be pretty cool, and it's going to be good to just to branch out and get something new with the show, and keep it rolling, keep the momentum rolling. I mean, it's been a good almost 2 years, and we're having a lot of fun doing this, and we're branching out, and it's starting to pay for itself now. I mean, people know who we are. We walk into wrestling events or we walk into shows, they see our shirt and they walk right up to us now, and it's been good. I cannot lie, honestly cannot lie. But at this time, let's take a short commercial break, and when we come back from that commercial break, we should be joined by then with Kat Von Heez, who we'll talk a little wrestling and find out what's been going on with her, and a little rumor out there that she's a little banged up. So let's take a commercial break. We'll be back in a little bit.
Esposito's Pizza and Pasta. Over a decade of excellent dining experience. Dine in, take out, or free delivery. We feature over 25 different types of pizza pies, and also will create anything you want. Our sauces are made fresh daily and use only the freshest ingredients. We also have good old-fashioned style entrees, cooked like your mom used to make. From wraps, calzones, rolls, and pasta specials galore to calamari and soups, all in a cozy atmosphere. Call today or stop on in.
Hello, ladies. The Big Valboski here, and you're listening to Damage 365 Radio.
Top of broken out in love like a cat without a care, roaming freely through the street. You could find him amongst the pitches of the square, He won't see the sun again for years to come. He's broken out in love.
Seriously, how awesome is that song? Can't get enough of it. Can't get enough of it. An absolute awesome song. We're about 5 minutes away from Kat Von Heez, and she's in an interesting predicament at the moment. So she'll come on and she'll explain to us exactly what that is. But just to recap a couple things we spoke about earlier. We have that new show coming up on September 7th, Sundays at 5 p.m. And then we'll be following him immediately after. And we're looking to add some shows. So if you are interested in joining the Damage 365 radio network, basically what you're going to want to do, okay, is reach out to us through our Facebook page at facebook.com/Damage365. Click on message and send us a message and let us know if you're interested in having a show on the network, whether, whatever it is. This wrestling show pretty much covers independent wrestling to the fullest. We pretty much try not to concentrate too much, if at all, about mainstream. So if you want a show where you cover mainstream and mainstream only, meaning you want to recap Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, TNA Impact, Superstars, any of those shows, pay-per-views, things like that, that is a possibility, as if you're a wrestling fan. So if you want to have something where you're strictly a New York Knicks fan or a New York Rangers fan, or a New Jersey Devils fan, or anything along that, and you would like to join the radio network. Again, this is not to limit anybody in any market. If you're from Canada and you want to talk Canadian football and you want a show, we can do that too. If you want to talk Calgary Flames, Toronto Maple Leafs, that's fine. I mean, if you live in the middle of God knows where, and you want to talk about a professional team in your area, you want to talk about the Oklahoma City Thunder, then by all means, let us know. We'll get you a show. We'll you can talk a little NBA and about your team, and you can have people call your show and, talk a little Thunder basketball. If you're a Laker fan, you can have a Laker show. Whatever you want. If you're a Dodger fan, you could do that. I mean, you could talk about how the Dodgers hit into a triple play a couple of innings ago against my Peasley New York Mets. But at this time, we're just going to take our guess and no more talking from me.